We're here at the second round of the 2017 BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship at the mini Nürburgring, Cadwell Park in Louth in Lincolnshire. And with the championship currently fought by just 2 points with the leading two drivers after the first round of the championship at Silverstone, it's game on here at Cadwell. Well, the drama has kicked off straight away from qualifying. That man, your championship leader, Jack Davidson, having to start the race from the back of the grid after a shunt in qualifying. That means it's advantage to the second place man in the championship, James Hillary, after his strong victory last time out at Brands Hatch. James, this is a great opportunity now to go and take the championship lead.
Yeah, obviously Brands Hatch was a fantastic weekend for us, and it's a shame about qualifying early on today because we didn't have a clear run. We had a lot of traffic, so we still managed to put it on P4 for the grid, so it should be interesting.
And obviously you've got three very fast guys in front of you, including last year's champion, back in the mix.
Yeah, it's going to be close, I reckon. It's going to be obviously not a lot of overtaking spots at this circuit, so it should be fun.
Okay, thanks James, good luck out there.
Thank you, cheers.
Okay, so we've also got the reigning champion back on the grid, as we mentioned just before. He was the title winner in 2016, and Harry Gooding is back in the Fiesta Juniors again. Harry, great to see you back, and it looks like you're back to defend your title after all.
Yeah, I didn't really expect this year to be back in the Fiestas, but it's great to be back. Was a bit worried that we might be a bit off the pace. I haven't driven the Fiesta in 7 months, but we picked it up quickly and was in quali. We was pole for a lot of it, but then just near the end got nipped down to third.
And it's an interesting challenge for you here as well, because you didn't race here last year either, so this is almost a bonus level to your championship video game, as it were.
Yeah, I haven't been here before. The first time I was here was Friday, so yeah, I've picked it up quite quickly.
Okay, well, good luck out there. Hopefully we'll talk to you on the rostrum afterwards. Good luck.
Thank you.
So obviously we've got James Waite and Nick Reeve on the front row of the starting grid. Watch Nick Reeve from the off. He's going to be lightning into that first corner if he gets a good opportunity. It's time for these guys to head out onto the grid, so let's go and talk you through who's where.
Nick Reeve on pole with James Waite alongside, then Harry Gooding and James Hillary row 2. Row 3, Lachlan Behrman and Matt Greenwood, Gus Burton with Ollie Turner on row 4. Fifth row, the two Joshes, Hislop and Steed, Warwick Dayden and Scott Cansdale on row 6. Jamie Lee Hawley with Bradley Kent and Jack Davidson at the back after those problems, as you heard. And this is the one circuit you wouldn't want to start at the back after problems in qualifying. And Davidson is there, the white car with the yellow bumper. He's going to want to be very quick while the cars are together, and makes a great start. And already cleared one car off the grid, but away out front it's Nick Reeves in the Specialised Motorsport orange livery. Side by side for second, Harry Gooding and James Waite. Waite in black, Gooding in the predominantly blue car with the orange flashes, and Waite is trying for second. He's got the inside line into Coppice, into Charlie's, and annexes that second position. We look back, it's Gooding next from Lachlan Behrman, then Matt Greenwood. So a cracking start. This is Park Straight, and they'll head towards Park Corner, the long sweeping right-hander which leads into Chris Curve. Behrman looking up the inside line of Gooding to go through on the inside line. Ollie Turner up ahead there of Josh Hislop in 23, and then Jack Davidson already ahead of Bradley Kent. So Davidson's made up 4 or 5 places through the first few corners. He's absolutely flying, and so too is the race leader, Nick Reeve, pole position sitter out front. It was Davidson, of course, who won the second race at Brands Hatch. James Hillary taking race number 1, and Davidson having fastest lap in race number 1, also took pole position at Brands Hatch. Nick Reeve got fastest lap in race 2, so it is a very closely fought championship. As we look at Josh Steed climbing up the mountain, a glorious piece of tarmac, but not for those two. That's Warwick Dayden in 88, who is speared by Ollie Turner. Green flags waving after that incident. Hopefully those guys will get going again. Warwick Dayden has got going, which is good news. He's going to be right at the back of the field. And Ollie Turner trying to start his car. So a little bit of drama very early on here as the race leaders head down through Barn Corner for the first time. There is Jack Davidson, who I think he's up into about 8th place at the moment. So Davidson having had a stunning first lap, and that's exactly what he's got to do. Now remember that race 2, the starting positions for race 2, determined by the finishing order in race 1. So Davidson, I guess, will be happy that it wasn't qualifying, didn't set both grids. So he has got a chance to get a decent start if he gets a decent finish in race number 1. Harry Gooding looking a little bit below par. It is Harry Gooding's first time here. It's everybody's first time racing here in actual fact, because the championship hasn't visited since 2014. We've got a purple code 60, which means that the cars will have to slow their speed to 60 kilometres per hour, but maintaining track position. The modern equivalent, the BRSCC's latest equivalent of safety car, but it maintains the distance between cars in theory, and that's the reason why Ollie Turner, having his car towed away, Ollie makes the move into Fiesta Junior racing from Jaskar racing on the short ovals, the miniature NASCAR bodied cars that race on short oval tracks, quarter-mile ovals. And Ollie hopefully will be back out with us in race number 2, the youngster from Evesham. Well, in actual fact, the cars have closed up, so they've done this is effectively what they've done is replicate a safety car, because there was bigger gaps in between the cars, or should have been, but away we go. And Nick Reeve saw the green flag very quickly indeed, side by side for second place, with Lachlan Behrman getting stuck in. He's the black with fluorescent. He's on the outside line coming up into Park, and James Waite holds on to second. Gus Burton is in 4th place and challenging well. Then we've got Josh Steed in 94 challenging Gus Burton. Gus has made great progress up from 7th on the grid at the start. Gus, the 14-year-old from Colchester, took his ARDS course over 6 months ago in August at 13.5, would you believe? So you can get your ARDS course early. We're karting at Kimbolton for him, and had his first Fiesta drive at Blyton, age 12. Absolutely incredible. So he's had a little bit of seat time, but no racing time, as many of these drivers don't have before they get in. It's a big transition from karts as we pick up on Matt Greenwood there, the York-based driver, new to this championship, but Matt Greenwood having raced in junior saloons last year. He's in the black and green. So through the spectacle now that is the Hall Bends, heading down towards the old hairpin, and there is the 21 car, Jack Davidson, still making progress through the field. Matt Greenwood goes out of Barn Corner, downhill towards the pit entrance. Hopefully no one's going to pit, nobody having any problems at this stage, and it's Nick Reeve still out front. Not really doing much to keep himself on camera here with a good clean lead. I'm sure he'd rather have the win than the coverage. He'd probably like both in actual fact. And challenging now is the Scot, the championship leader. Jack Davidson had a 2-point lead over James Hillary coming into this race. Hillary, incidentally, is out of the race. If you're wondering where the big names are, James Hillary is out of the race. So Davidson should extend the championship lead here. Although Nick Reeve, who's only 5 points behind, depending on where they finish, could well exit this race with the championship lead. Davidson is now through and past the defending champion, Harry Gooding. Gooding ahead of Matthew Greenwood, so fine stuff by the championship leader, Jack Davidson, who is working his way through the field. So Reeve out front, James Waite in second, Lachlan Behrman is in third, then it's Gus Burton, Jack Davidson following, then Harry Gooding. So here's the view as they come down out of Mansfield corner. The bikes will use a little bit of a chicane called the bus stop and then head up the mountain, but for cars there's enough twiddly sections to slow the cars down. And here we come then through the Hall Bends once again, and we'll see whether Jack Davidson can make a little bit more progress. So we go back to the second place driver, James Waite, the 17 car, the youngster from Barking, and still out front it is Nick Reeve. Unsurprisingly, fastest lap of the race to Jack Davidson. Lachlan Behrman still giving chase in third position, and those two, they've got a good gap at the moment over the 4th place car. We'll wait to see if we get a 4th car in shot. We do, and I think that 4th place car is now Jack Davidson, who's come through with the fastest lap, but barring any problems for these two, he's not, I don't think, going to make it on the podium. It's been a very good drive from Davidson, 15th on the grid. Here is Nick Reeve, the race leader. Wait in second. Bearman is very close indeed here and taking the battle to him. That shot from Park Corner, you can see along Park Straight that the pack are there and challenging down. We've got Gus Burton still running in 5th place, down behind Jack Davidson. So he's still on a positive from grid position. Bearman chasing hard. The Epping-based youngster joined the championship at Snetterton in April 2016, the start of last year. And now you can see that Davidson is closing in on the battle for second between Bearman and Waite. Waite still in second place. Nick Reeve comfortable out front at the moment. Nick's best lap of 1:44.0. Davidson the only driver to get into the 43 so far. We go on board with Bearman, the Jam Sport prepared car, challenging for that second place. Bearman 6 in the championship, very, very close on points between the top 6. After our opening round of gear at Brands Hatch, we moved to Silverstone at the end of May. If you'd like to come and watch the racing in the flesh, as it were. But Reeve is there, and on his last lap, James Waite second. Are we going to see further progress for Jack Davidson? And not the easiest of places to pass, but if he gets a good run through the old hairpin and down into Barn, he might have momentum to perhaps take a podium position here. But Nick Reeve, I don't think he's going to be denied the win. Nick Reeve has had a super race thus far. Here is the view from Barn Corner, and Reeve will make it 3 races, 3 different winners in the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship. The checkered flag being readied now, and Reeve takes the win. Second position goes to James Waite. Third position is just Lachlan Bearman from Jack Davidson. Gus Burton in 5th. Harry Gooding in 6th place from Matt Greenwood. Josh Steed next from Josh Hislop. The two of them still together. Bradley Kent, Scott Cansdale and Jamie Lee Hawley in 12th place. Warwick Dayden, the only other finisher, in 13th.
Second race about to get underway then in the Fiesta Junior Championship here at Cadwell Park. Let's go and talk to the man who starts from pole position after his race 1 victory, Nick Reeve. Nick, it looks like it's going to be quite an interesting second race for you now from the front.
Hopefully I can get away again up the road and stay there and, you know, fend off anyone else behind me and hopefully stay in the first place till the end.
And the car obviously works really well around this place. You were able to get a very good gap after the Code 60.
I've been able to bomb with it through go-karting and doing the Battenberg sort of thing, so I've had just a bit of practice, and it's just all about when you see it and how quick your reaction times are, and if you get that, then you're away, pull a gap, and again, you get that gap that I built up before.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to seeing what you can do, Nick. Give it some large.
Hopefully I can do the same thing, thank you.
Good job, mate. Right, let's go and talk to the man who came into this weekend as the championship leader, Jack Davidson, who stormed his way through from the tail end Charlie and up into 4th position. A really good battle.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, qualifying didn't go as what we planned. You know, back tyres weren't hit up right, but just managed to come through from last to 4th, so I'm quite happy with that.
So if you do that same sort of race this time, you can come through to the front? Or is it quite? It's not quite as easy as that.
Well, it's not quite as easy because obviously Nicholas is quite quick, so is James, and obviously so is Lachlan. But you know, I'm trying to win.
Well, hopefully the Soul tyre will fly high at the end of this race. Have a good one.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
So we've got several drivers that could compete for the victory. James Waite, of course, is sure to be a factor. He is lining up from the front row of the starting grid. We can't count out Lachlan Bearman as well. He's going to go very strong in this second race, especially after grabbing a podium in race 1. He will want more from this. So we may well get a 4th different winner in this year's championship. Let's see what happens.
Well, not if Nick Reeve can help it. He wants to make it a double. He's on pole with James Waite alongside. Lachlan Bearman and Jack Davidson, followed by Gus Burton and Harry Gooding. Matt Greenwood and Josh Steed on row 4. The other Josh, of course, immediately behind. Josh Hislop, Bradley Kent, Scott Cansdale and Jamie Lee Hawley, followed by Warwick Dayden, James Hillary and Oliver Turner. Are we going to see a Jack Davidson from James Hillary, who makes a very quick start in the black number 4 car? And look at the start though from the 21 machine, the Flying Scot. Jack Davidson from 4th on the grid is into the lead before we even get to Coppet. Goodness me, must have traction control on that car or something, but no, all joking aside, lightning reactions from the Scot off the line. Second place Nick Reeve, so Reeve is going to give chase, and in third place it's James Waite with that view of Reeve once again that he had most of the last race, followed by Lachlan Behrman. Big pack in behind with Gus Burton there at the moment. Harry Gooding is challenging as well, but it's the Scot coming under pressure from Nick Reeve. Reeve looking to the outside line as they come into Park. Looks like he's going to try and hang out on the outside line. Lachlan Behrman back in fourth place. Gus Burton still in fifth position. James Hillary made up a few positions, so he's going to be happy as well. Not happy with the retirement from race number one. The juniors do, of course, have dropped scores to take into account, so it won't be a big... It'll be a dent in the championship standings now, but once the drops come in, and look at that move for second place by James Waite, who was having a look at the inside line of Nick Reeve, couldn't go through. So it's Jack Davidson out front, Nicholas Reeve in second position, still in third is James Waite coming under pressure again. And James Hillary has come through up into fifth place. He's ahead of the defending champion. Hillary is the man on a move. What a recovery. The black car with the white bonnet up ahead of the defending champion. Then we've got Gus Burton, followed by the 94, which is Josh Steed. Following Josh, it's Matty Greenwood looking down on the inside line. Warwick Dayden in 88 immediately behind them. So the two Joshes separated for now, as the race leader, Jack Davidson, from fourth on the grid, did all the work on the start. The race isn't won at the first corner, but he made a great start. The key thing now is that the drivers can't let him out of their sight. He'll know that he was fastest in race number one, so he knows he's got a good setup. Here's the... Oh, look at that. Back end on James Waite's car, wanting to break away. So it is the Scot out front. The last time, incidentally, we were here, 2014, the two race winners, Jerry Nicosia, who raced in the Ginetta Junior Championship, was a front runner there, and is running in Ginetta Challenge this weekend. And Aaron Thompson, who's also on the total package, racing in Clio Cup after moving up into the Fiesta Senior Championship. There is a Senior Championship where these guys can race these cars, and you'll see that coverage in our sister programme. We're on board with Lachlan Behrman chasing down hard. You really get a great idea of the undulations of the circuit side by side here. Scott Cansdale on the grass trying to go around the outside, and well, he does go outside. It was the outside line of Bradley Kent, and sadly Scott winds up in the tyre barrier. Little nudge for him. It's only his third race meeting, Scott Cansdale, the youngster. They're all youngsters, of course, but the young man from Bury St Edmunds, running with Hillwood Motorsport, giving him a good car and a little bit of a learning moment for him. Sure, he'll come back from that as we go back to the scrap for third place. And at the moment, still there is James Waite, but it's a fine battle going on out front, as looking down the inside line now goes Nick Reeve. Nick Reeve's on the inside line. We're watching second and third place, but just wait and see what's going on. Front off goes the race leader. Jack Davidson is off. There was there contact between the two cars. Davidson has lost a lot of places, but significantly has kept the car going. So all Davidson's hard work is going to come to naught. Where is he? I think he's at the back of shot. So Davidson, from fourth on the grid, shot into the lead, and Nick Reeve, well, what we don't know, we didn't see what caused it, but I'm guessing maybe a coming together between the two. Reeve leads, second place is Waite, third place Behrman, fourth position is James Hillary, after coming through from the penultimate spot on the grid. Incredible drive from Hillary in these early stages, really getting stuck in. That confidence that he gained from the win at Brands Hatch. And I tell you what, a win is not out of the question here for Hillary, because he's in fourth position, directly behind Lachlan Behrman in third place. But Behrman won't want to give any room, and of course, as you heard Jack Davidson say in the interview, gave a lot of respect to his fellow competitors. But the key thing was saying the further you go up, the more difficult the drivers are to pass, because they're the quicker drivers. So James Hillary now, progress will probably be slowed a little bit, but we may well see him move up. Here's the view from the man that Hillary is chasing, Lachlan Behrman. And I go back to say that where we are at the moment is where the car's finished in race number one, but it's not been without excitement, has it, with the 21 car having been having had an excursion off the circuit. Nick Reeve still in front. Jack Davidson, let's have a look and see. There's Davidson at the moment running in sixth place. So Jack Davidson in sixth, Gus Burton immediately behind, then Matty Greenwood coming through. Down towards us. And the 23 car, Josh Hislop, dicing hard with Warwick Dayden in 88. Greenwood looking round the outside line. Back we go, though, to Lachlan Behrman, who is now up into second place. So Behrman in second. Jack Davidson is third. And the man that's dropped down the order is James Waite. But here comes through on the inside line. Behrman left the door open there for Jack Davidson to go through. Davidson, he was down in sixth place at one point after the off, and he's now back up into second and chasing Nick Reeve. Is he going to be able to catch him? A little bit of a scary moment there for Bradley Kent. Jamie Lee Hawley immediately in front. Meanwhile, though, the battle for the lead very much on now, and Nick Reeve is being challenged and passed, and Jack Davidson on the entrance to the mountain goes through and takes the lead. Davidson with fastest lap from sixth position. What a recovery. He drove through from the back of the grid into fourth place in race number one. In race two, from fourth on the grid into the lead by the first corner, off the circuit, then down to sixth, back up, chipped his way through and has come through into lead position with Nick Reeve in second place. What a race we've had here. Lachlan Behrman's on for another podium. He's running in third position. And now they go on to the last lap here. You can see Behrman. James Hillary is in fourth place. Into Coppice for the last time. And the key thing here is that Davidson is starting to pull away from Nick Reeve. So, what a cracking event we've had here at Cadwell Park. There's the view. Davidson, the race leader, comes from Falkirk, so will undoubtedly do more travelling than the rest of the drivers are looking to try and emulate Aidan Moffat, of course, who came through this championship and won his first British Touring Car Championship race at Donington Park. The tour is this weekend at Thruxton in Hampshire. Here's the view from Lachlan Behrman once again. Lachlan still running in a very healthy podium position. Just going to do his championship standing, no harm at all. Nick Reeve, for the moment, hasn't been left too much by Jack Davidson, but Davidson is, by the look of it, going to be the first driver to rack up 2 wins this year, having won race 2 at Brands Hatch, race 2 here at Cadwell Park, by the look of it. So maybe a race 2 expert. We'll see whether that carries on to Silverstone, and then Rockingham in June, Snetterton in July. Davidson will have a quick crafty maybe look in his mirrors, but I don't think he's under any pressure. The body language of that car oozes confidence to me, and the HJ Burgoyne-backed machine of Jack Davidson heads down towards Barn Corner for the last time. Nick Reeve still giving chase in second place. Reeve will pick up a win and a second, so he'll be the top point scorer this weekend, and he is going to take the win, though. The win going to Jack Davidson. There's the checker. Jack Davidson takes the win from Nick Reeve. Then it's Lachlan Behrman in third place. James Hillary next from Harry Gooding. Gus Burton in sixth. James Waite seventh from Matty Greenwood. Josh Hislop from Warwick Dayden. Josh Steed. Jamie Lee Hawley is next from Bradley Kent. Then Ollie Turner in 14th. Non-finish for Scott Cansdale. Fastest lap, Jack Davidson.